exclusive. Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. It's Make Sense Monday on the Noontime My Time podcast. Yeah, there's some things we got to make sense. I know you see what's going on out here in these real world streets. You can't just be here on this internet and just commenting and watching videos and scrolling and laughing. We can't do that all the time. No. We can't do that all the time, my sisters and brothers. No, we can't. We cannot. We got to make it make sense. So much going on in the world right now. Y'all go ahead and come on in. Comment where you're from. Tap in with me. We got some things I want us to talk about today. Some things that we need to be talking about. Because we all we got. We all we got, y'all. If you don't recognize that now, I don't know when you expect to recognize it. I don't know what you're doing about it. I don't know what you feel about it, but I hope we can have a conversation here today and we can discuss some of the things that we can do, discuss some of the things that we should be doing. We owe ourselves that. We do. We all we got. I keep saying that. You better be saying it too, and you better know it. Black unity is very important. We need to be strengthening our communities through support and celebration of us. We are here, right now, at the Noontime Nighttime Podcast. It's episode 89. Episode 89. Go ahead and tap in where you're from. Before we get too deep into the conversation, and you know what the conversation is, I'm going to give it to you one more time just in case you're just getting in here. So come on in here. Get on in here. It's about Black unity. We all we got. Strengthening our community through support and celebration of us and our culture. Episode 89. But what we're going to do right now, we're going to reclaim some of that time. I think a lot of you might be on vacation, but I'm not going to just assume that everyone is, because I know we don't get some of the same privileges. I know we have different jobs and some of us might not be off today. You might be getting into your lunchtime during this time. So we're going to recalibrate. We're going to take a little bit of that time back and we're going to do a little breath work for ourselves. Why? Because we love us. We love ourselves. We're healing ourselves. We're being better. We want to become better. So what we're going to do? Let's get into it. What I want you to do is inhale to the count of 4. And we're going to hold it for a few seconds. And then we're going to exhale. And we'll hold that for a few seconds. And we'll repeat that a few times. Now, you can close your eyes if you're in a place that you can do that. I don't want you to do that if you're driving. Don't do that if you're driving. Don't do that if you're actually sitting at the desk. If you got your head pods on and you're taking a listen, we'll vibrate with us and listen. But if you can close your eyes, close your eyes. You want to take it a step further, put your hands over your heart and feel that you are alive. That's you. Let's get into it. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale again. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. One more time. Let's inhale. Hold it a few seconds. And exhale. Yeah. Doesn't that feel great? It feels real good. I got that breath work in. I don't know about you. I got it in. And it feels good. We are having a conversation here on Make It Make Sense Monday on the Noontime My Time podcast. We're talking about unity, guys, about Black unity. We got. Don't you see it? Don't you see what's going on out here in this world? And I want to welcome you to this episode. There's things that we need to do. We need to be strengthening our community through support and through celebration. I want to know what you guys are doing, my good people. What are you doing, Black people? How are we exploring ways in which Black people can uplift and support each other while embracing our rich culture, while embracing our heritage? What are some of those things that you're doing? Because as Black individuals, you got to understand the importance of our solidarity. We're self-sufficient people, but do you know how important that is? Because in this world right now, with everything that's going on, if you just take a world view, and especially here nationally in America, in the United States, things aren't looking too good. They're not. Or how are you looking at it? You tell me. But I will say this. I feel like it's time for us to kind of step up. We've got to take charge of our own narrative. We've got to reclaim our power and create lasting change within our communities. Because what are we talking about out here? What are we talking about with our community leaders, those people who are influential in our communities, our activists? Even some of our creatives who are making differences in their respective fields. What are we talking about? Do we have agendas? Are we planning? Are you exploring topics such as your financial empowerment, entrepreneurship, mental health, education? All of those things are things and topics that we talk right here. We talk about those here because we know how important that is. It's through these type of conversations that we're going to be able to uncover practical strategies and solutions to building that economical power that we need to have, emotionally as well, social support systems. We've got to be able to do that so that we can promote some type of collective advancement. You feel what I'm talking about? I see we got to keep the faith with Tori. She says, I'm here. How you doing, Tori? I know you're there. Thank you so much. She's with us here today in the building. She said, D-Town in the building, Darlington, South Carolina. Hope it's good there. Hope you're having a good day. Hope the weather's good. You know where I'm at, it's a little overcast right now. Looks like it want to rain outside, but rain not going to stop us. I remember my grandma used to say, hey, a little water ain't never hurt a Baptist. And, you know, whatever religion you are or be or are or not, a little bit of water ain't going to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? But the conversation we're having is about our unity, Black unity, strengthening our community. We got to support each other, guys. We got to celebrate ourselves. That's up to us. The type of conversations that we're having, we need to focus on what we're really talking about and how it is empowering the overall community of our people. Our conversations need to be well-rounded. We can have fun. We're going to have fun conversations. Yes. Okay. We can have those type of conversations. You know, the ones that celebrate us and our vibrancy, the beauty of our culture, from our music, our art, literature, fashion. We need to celebrate that too. We need to showcase who we are and what we bring to the culture of the world. People are looking at us. You know they are. And they're taking from that culture. So we need to make sure that we're celebrating and highlighting that ourselves and highlighting it in positive ways, but be aware of the positive impacts that we are making, that we collectively make. Are you doing that? What are some of the things that you guys feel are important things we need to be talking about right now? Because listen, we all we got. We all we got. I see we got Kimberly St. Clair in the building. She said, good day, good people. Checking in from LA, Los Angeles, California. Got the West Coast with us, West Side. They say West Side is the best side. I say, hey, wherever we are as a people, if we can come together, that's just the best thing to do. We ain't picking no sides. We're not going to do it. We're not going to do it, but I love y'all. I love the Cali vibe. I love California. We got love for y'all out there. I see Keep the Faith Victoria. She said, keep the rain over day. It's sunny. She also saying, hey, Kim. Well, hey, it can be sunshine everywhere, and especially not at the same time. You already know that. So it's okay. We'll take a little bit of it. It hadn't really started raining yet. It just kind of looks like it wants to, a little bit overcast. But we need to be having conversations, and we need to have some type of agenda. What are some of the things that we can do together? How can we together uplift and support one another while celebrating our rich Black culture? That's what I want us to do. I want you guys to make sure you got your AirPods in. They fit it real good. You got your heart open. I want you to be here and be ready to have an open conversation. We need to have that. Maybe you might be inspired in some type of way. Maybe you may be empowered to do something different. Maybe you just might need to be reminded how incredible we are, the incredible strength that we have, not just individually, but the incredible strength that lies within our community. Because when we stand together, we are unstoppable. We are unstoppable when we stand together. You understand me? When this episode says we all we got, make it make sense Monday, we all we got to make this thing make sense. That's what we got to do, people. Now let's get into a few little talking points. What are some of the things that you find important that you think right now, with everything that is going on, what is something that we need to be paying attention to collectively? Are you guys really concerned a whole lot about affirmative action being struck down by the Supreme Court? How does that directly affect you? How has that indirectly affected you? Or how do you think that it will? Is it even on your mind? Because see, it's already done. So what are we going to do beyond this? And I think that's a conversation that we really need to be having. As you Keep the Faith Victoria, she says, we are definitely unstoppable when we stand together. No doubt. No doubt at all. You know that. When we stand together, we are unstoppable. So we need to plan together, if you understand what I'm saying. We need to be thinking about things. Now, there are leaders out here. We need to identify who our leaders are going to be, particularly in your community. You know those people who are pushing your community forward. You need to band with them. Band with them to do things that are going to help your youth, that is going to help the community, that is going to help your young people be educated in a well-rounded way. Some of the things that are happening and some of the things being struck down may not be bad at all for you or our children. Because many people that I know, and I asked this question online, I asked how many of you actually wanted to go to Howard or to UNC? I just wanted to see something. So I put that post up and I asked how many people wanted to go to Howard or wanted to go to UNC? Like, was that your dream? And I wanted people to be honest. Just be honest. Just put me or not me in the comments. And for the most part, it was a lot of not me's. I made the first comment, not me. It never crossed my mind. I knew of Harvard. I did. But to go to Harvard never crossed my mind. And there's several things that you could say about that. But I don't even really care what you say about it because I never even cared about Harvard. I didn't. Not at all. And there was a whole lot of people in the comments who didn't care that much either. And then we had people who did have that as a first choice. And I asked them why. And they explained it. If you guys roll through the page and look through the comments, you'll see it. And I like the answers that they had. Because there was no wrong answer here. I just wanted to know, like, okay, Supreme Court, okay, America, you took that away. Do we care? Do we? I don't know. I don't know so much. I don't know. For the people who were able to advance as it relates to being able to go through that program, hats off to you. I hope you did something well. I hope you are doing something well, something that is serving the larger community. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't. I personally don't see why it had to be struck down. I don't. But that's a totally different conversation. If you guys want to have that conversation, yeah, we can have it. But I wanted to talk today about just, hey, we all we got. Do y'all know that? Are we talking to each other? Do you know what's going on in your community? Are you talking to your community leaders, making sure that you have things in place for your young people because you see that the education system don't give a nothing about you? Don't give a nothing about your kids? And we need to take our education back into our hands anyway. We were more educated before we got into an education system that wasn't teaching us about ourselves, that was hiding things from us, making us not feel proud about us. We don't need it. We don't need it. It wasn't designed for us. We know it and we knew it and we still got trapped into that system. But it's okay. We're not blaming anyone. We all have. So let them take it back. Take that on back. We still brilliant. We're still brilliant. And keep letting in your legacy. I hear people say, where you're letting legacy in, you're letting professor students and kids in. Let them keep doing that. Because if they don't, where are they going to get a degree from? I mean, I don't really care that much, but where are they going to get it from? And the next thing, maybe we can see how valuable those particular pieces of paper that we call degrees really are. Because I don't care if you got a degree from Harvard, if you don't have some basic common sense, if you don't know how to talk to people, if you don't know how to care about people, if you only care about yourself and things, listen, I don't give a ham sandwich about you. I don't. I love a ham sandwich more. That's what it is. But we got things we need to be talking about, people. We absolutely do. I got a comment here from Kimberly St. Clair. She says, I still believe that things really do start at home. What are you teaching or telling your kids? What conversations are you and your mate having? How are you stepping out into the world? Start there. I love that. I love that so much. It starts at home, people. What are we teaching our kids? You got to think about that. What conversations are we having in our house? What are they hearing? What are you sharing? How are you contributing to your community? Start there. That's somewhere to start. I see we got Les Uckles here with us, and he says, affirmative action has helped some, but frankly, the biggest benefactors of are mostly white women. And let's talk about that. White women have advanced because of affirmative action than any other group in this country. And if they choose to live in denial of that, then let it be. We're not going to go back and forth with them. It is on record. It is obvious. And to me, as I watch white women who choose not to embrace cultures who they know are affected because they're not getting opportunities, I don't know what makes them be that way. And I'm glad I don't know what makes them be that way, because that tells me that that's not who I am. I got a different heart. You know what I'm saying? So let them live in denial. Let them live in denial. That's all I got to say about it. We've got some bigger issues that we need to be talking about. We need to be talking about our economic power. We need to be encouraging Black entrepreneurship. We need to be supporting that, supporting Black-owned businesses through patronizing them, networking with them. That's the least we can do. See, this isn't new. Before affirmative action, because affirmative action is almost a baby, if you really think about it. But before affirmative action, we as a culture of people, we were educated. We owned businesses. We were flourishing. Why do you think our towns and all of the things that we built were destroyed? Because do some reading and find out Tulsa is not the only city that was wiped out and burned down. There were several of them. A lot of these cities are on the lakes right now that Black people built, thriving, full communities, self-sufficient. Now, we've got, in these days and times, if they want to separate us through the law, I don't know if it's a bad thing. I don't know, because we were doing fine. But I tell you what, they won't come through burning down nothing else again. They won't do that. This is certainly a different time. So that's why they're trying to use the laws, because they know they won't be able to do it. Won't happen like that again. You know what I'm saying? Different times indeed. So that's why we need to be talking about our economic power. We need to be talking about our education, how we're educating ourselves, mentorship programs. We need to be providing mentorship opportunities and educational resources to uplift not just our young people. We think only young people have to be educated, but older people too. You can always learn. You can always change course and change careers. You can always pivot. So let's talk about educational resources for Black people, period, not just young people, especially for young people, but not just young people. You know, we want them to pursue academic and professional success. But you can decide to learn something new, to take on a new trade. We need that. Look and see where something is missing in your community and you can add that value. Make sure that you can do that. I see we got Les Eccles here. He says, support Black businesses, podcasts, books, cupcakes, yard men, etc., events, all of that. I agree with you, Les, all of it. Black businesses, podcasts, books, cupcakes, yard men, events. These things are here. This is us. This is ours. We don't need permission for it. We don't need anybody outside of us. Listen, everybody wants to have a great ally, and we are allies to everybody. We're not going to change that because that's who we are as people. We are loving people. Now, I don't know why we're such loving people, but we are. It's in us. It runs through our veins. It's in our blood. People will do what's wrong and we still want to do the right thing. There's only a few on that other side that do some crazy stuff. We don't support that. We let them know. But we're not going to continue to let society and the media that is really not looking to push our good stories out. We're not going to make us believe that we're not good because they're pushing these negative narratives about us. Stop watching it. Stop watching them. We've got Black news. We've got Black podcasters. We've got Black authors. We've got Black teachers. And it starts in home. It starts at home. Kimberly said that. And Keep the Faith agrees with her. She says, yes, Kim, it starts at home. It does. It starts at home, but you got to find a way to do things even outside of your home. Do it in your home. Do that. But there's kids outside your home that need you, that you are responsible for as well. We're not just responsible for our kids. All of these kids are our kids. We need to make sure all of these kids are being educated. We want them to be successful academically. We want them to have great professional careers and success because our community needs it. So we need to be talking about these mentorship opportunities and programs that we can set up and be resources for people who want to learn. And we're not going to put an age cap on it. We're not going to put an age cap on it. I've got an idea that I want to go further with that just kind of on my mind. I wanted to give out an art scholarship to a student going to college, but I want to change that up a little bit. I want to open that up to an artist in the community who just might need some type of resource to get whatever equipment or whatever tools they might need for their art that would help them. Because sometimes we're not thinking about, there's an older person who wants to do something different too. And so I want to look at that a little different. I haven't figured it all out yet, but it's something that I want to do. And if I already think that I want to do it, trust me, I'm going to get it done. Let's see, we got Les Eccles here. He says, get these Black girls, these Black boys and girls mentoring and counseling. Same for adults. We deserve mental health and self-care. We have to stop saying, why are you getting counseling? You act white. Exactly. That's just crazy. I never liked that. That end piece you got on here, you act white? Man, that's a set of ridiculousness. I see Keep Your Faith with Tori. She says, I'm a guest speaker at a youth camp next week. And that's what we got to do, Tori. Applaud you for doing that. Young people need to hear from us. They need to know what we're doing in the community. If they're hearing our voices, they need to know that it is something that they can do. They need to be able to put their eyes on you, see you, be able to talk to you and ask questions. They need to be able to know, like, okay, she's right here in my community. If she can do this, I can do this. I see, and that's whatever a person's career is. Or if you just have a great message to share, they need to hear that, right? So let's make sure we do that. And I agree with you guys. Let's talk about that mental health piece. We got to provide that mental health support. It's important for us to promote mental health awareness. We got to create those safe places for Black people to discuss their experiences, places where they can seek support. They need to be able to have access to mental health services. Because you got to know that everybody is not going to have the finance that it might take to get counseling. They might not. But what else is available to them? Or what kind of services and programs are available for them so that they can get it? There's people who are in these fields who can direct them to that. We need to be doing that. We need to have these conversations so that people know. We need to get it in their faces so they know that it is available, and detach shame from it. Detach that. We need to just do a little bit more community building. Our communities can be stronger. We can have stronger bonds. We can have organizing events, forums, incentives that promote unity. Because we're big collaborators. We are. That's just not going to change. But we got to focus on us. Focus on us. All right? We got to start thinking about this whole political exchange, this whole political engagement that's going on, because we are going into a political season. And I don't necessarily know that I could say that we're going into it. We're absolutely in it. 2024 is going to be here tomorrow. So you definitely need to be thinking about what you're going to be doing, who we're going to be supporting, why, what makes sense for us. If you cannot see and do not understand that things that have been coming through the pipeline here, striking down affirmative action, striking down abortion, striking down the student loan forgiveness, they're about to attack a lot of the gay rights. LGBTQ rights. They're going after that. If you don't know it, you better be paying attention to it. I don't know what conversations you're having, but I think you need to be real about it. If you don't think voting has anything to do with it, you need to be in different circles and in different conversations. Because this didn't just happen yesterday. The way the courts are stacked up and the reason why these decisions are being made the way they are being made, yes, some from unethical practices and gerrymandering and, they're redistricting. Some people really do have to cheat to win. But are they really going to win? So we need to be we need to get heavily into our political engagement. We got to encourage active participation in this political process. We all need to be advocates for some type of policies, and we need to know what it is that we want. We need to know how we're going to address all of these systematic inequalities. How are we going to promote the interests of the Black community? We need to know that first. We need to know that, guys. So we have to have the conversation so that we know. We need to have our leaders together so that we know what they're going to lead with. We need to know who supports the things that are most important to us. And we need to know our allies. Allyship is very important, and we have to foster that. We can't just be out here saying the man or the white man is doing this, because it's not every one of them. We will need allies. Brown people, Asian people who are fighting for the culture of their people as well need to realize that they need to be allies as well. You know it. We got to foster these allyships between Black individuals because there are other marginalized communities. We got to recognize that. And if we get in here and we begin to start having conversations that make sense, there's a whole lot that we can get done. I see I got Genesis here with us. How you doing, lady? Good afternoon. She says, weekly teen summit. I like that idea. I see Les here, and I think he's responded to that. He said, I like this. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. I always did like the idea of that. And I know that we have people, yourself included, people like Les, even Tori and myself, and a whole lot of people that we know who can make that happen. I don't want us just to throw ideas out, just to be throwing ideas out. Are we going to make these things happen? Because we can. We have what it takes. What is it that we're waiting on? Another privilege or law or something else to be stricken down? Is that what we're waiting for? We've got to talk about money. Finance, we live in America. We can't have too many conversations if we're not going to be talking about finance and promoting financial literacy, especially in our community. We got to be able to provide those resources and education on budgeting, investing, and wealth building strategies. There's things we can do. There's simple things that we can do that can get us on that path. Budgeting, investing. But see that budgeting piece? You can do that. There's something that you're doing. There's a habit that you have that you could budget, and you could put that finance in another place. You can do that. But we need to have those conversations. People need to know that they need some type of financial literacy. They need help. They need encouragement. Like things that you do to build your wealth or to maintain your lifestyle where you're not stressed out, your bills are being paid, you're able to take care of yourself and your family, we need to be able to do that. We can do that. We got to pay attention to the voices that we are amplifying. I don't know how good we are at that, especially in these times right now, because everybody has a mic. And I hesitate to comment a lot of the times on this because I am behind a mic. I'm also a person who encourages people to use their voice. But just because I encourage people to use their voice, and just because we all have the opportunity to a mic, I still think it's important that we lift up the right voices. We got to lift up Black voices that are sharing stories and experiences and achievements that are uplifting for us. We got to celebrate these platforms that are uplifting and educational and informational to us. We got to be able to build those social networks and support those community events that are uplifting for us. I remember last week, in fact, on the very day that the Supreme Court struck down affirmative action, of course, this is news. So the news outlets are telling their stories, but they're not telling our stories. They're not telling the stories from an angle of a people who look like me, who have different hues in their skin tone like me. But there is one. There's one that I saw, and that was Roland Martin Unfiltered. And the reason why I bring that up is because it's very important that we support him. It is. We should be supporting him. And, I don't know Roland Martin, but I don't need to know him to appreciate what he's doing, because I see it and I know how difficult that is. I know how expensive that is. And I know, and we all know, that he is not getting the same advertising dollars that other media outlets are going to get. And he's building. So I encourage you guys, at the very least, if you're not going to support monetarily, which you should in some way, because I don't know necessarily that he's not asking you guys for a specific dollar amount, but I know a lot of you got Cash App, because I Cashed App him a few bucks. I'm not saying it because I didn't Cash App a whole lot. I Cash App $50. To some, that can be a lot. It's going to depend on your wallet. But if you can Cash App $1, $4, if enough people Cash App $1, if enough of us do that, we can help this man continue and build that media network. Now we've got Byron Allen. He's got a media outlet as well. But I just watched the panel of people and the intellectual conversation that they were having, professors and lawyers. It was amazing the way they broke it down. You weren't getting that anywhere else. And I know, because I was flipping through the channel, I wanted to hear what everyone had to say. I wanted to hear every side. I want to hear what everybody has to say. I'm not just here to make an opinion based on where I'm coming from or where I'm living. I want to know what is going on all around me. So I just say that to say, support the guy. And if you don't want to do that, the least you can do, go on YouTube, go to his website, follow, hit that like, hit a share something, share a story. It doesn't take a lot for you to do that. And I know a lot of you might not have YouTube channels. You're just on Facebook or you're just on TikTok or just on Instagram. So that's why you find a lot of creatives are on so many different platforms. And it's a lot of work to be on all of those different platforms, but you really almost have to be, because everybody's got their little space that they like. But I encourage you to go there and at least like and at least share, make a comment. If you got $1, share $1. I ain't saying you got to do it every week, but share $1. Share $4. If you can do 20, do 20. And I'm gonna leave that alone. I see Genesis here. She says, hashtag right voices. I agree with you. We gotta amplify the right voices. We gotta lift them up. And then we gotta just do some healing. We do. We got to do some healing. There's a whole lot of trauma that we got to address, historical trauma. You know it. And with everything that's going on now, there's going to have to be some healing. We got to do some healing. We got to promote that. The whole time that we are advocating for ourselves and advocating for justice practices that we see going on, we've just got to heal it and promote this at the same time, guys. Sometimes or some days, if somebody is feeling a little off, that's why the next ones of us have to be strong. That's why we need each other. That's why I say, and you know this, I don't say this, but we all say this, we got. So on a day that you might not be able to carry the load, on a day that you might you only got 10, 20%, you're tired, you've been carrying it for a while. Well, hey, let me hold this up. And sometimes we, just like last week, and I know we all feel the energy right now, we all kind of disappointed with a lot of the things we see going on. So we all might be feeling a little low, but hey, we get to heal. And let's do that. Let's do that while we are still advocating for ourselves. Let's do that while we're still making ways to empower our communities and uplift our communities. We can do it. We always have. We always will. It's who we are. We don't have to prove that. We do it all the time. We're resilient. They can't break us. We won't be broken. You can't do it. It can't be done. It's been tried and tested, and listen, it will continue to be tried. It just won't work. It won't. I see we got Keep the Faith with Tori. She says, I've always loved Roland. He's going to always keep it 100. He does. There's people who like him, and I know people who like Roland, and I know people who don't like him. There are people who don't like his delivery. I mean, and that's fine. But I don't think you have to like him to be honest and realize how important he is to our community, how important he is to this space. We need him there. You see how we need him to be able to go and travel and tell these stories and get this footage. And I don't know how you guys think that is done. If you just think about how just you yourself have to pay your internet service or your phone bill service so that you can just watch, imagine what it takes to broadcast that. Cameras, lights, computers, audio, staff, travel. You see what I'm saying? So that dollar can help. We've had Million Man marches. Why can't on one particular day, why can't we all just agree? Why can't we all just choose a day? And we can call it Black Media Day if you want to, but we can all choose a day where we decide that we're going to call this Black Media Day, and we're going to donate at least $1 to Roland Martin. And the reason why I say him, because we're going to do one person at a time. Let's focus on something. Can we focus on something? Let's get that day. Let's get a Black Media Day. And we're going to give at least $1. It has to be 1 million of us who can give $1 to that. Because let me tell you something. You see how much stuff costs right now in America. You're watching the prices go up on everything. You can't even get a candy bar for $1 anymore. I'm aging myself, but I remember when they were 25 cents. So you're trying to tell me that we can't cash app? You trying to tell me it's not a million of us who can cash app $1? I know we can. People go to Starbucks. People pay $3, $5, $6, $7, $10 for a coffee or cappuccino, frappuccino, latte, whatever. I don't know because I'm not a coffee drinker. But I know we can do that. I see Genesis says, I'm in for Roland. I am too, because he's somebody that I see doing it. We got to support that. Why wouldn't we? And $1? You trying to tell me you're going to miss $1 off of your Cash App? Especially if it's going towards doing something good. And when you see the goodness that's coming out of that, if a million of us decide to do that $1, we decide to have a $1 Black Media Day, that's going to be phenomenal. He's telling us stories now. I want to see this thing grow. I want the brother to keep doing his thing. And I already know he is. But that's just how I feel about it. I'm just trying to give you guys an example of something we can do. We do get to make decisions, and we do get to choose a particular person and a particular project to stand behind and support. I think we need to do more of that. So that's just an example. That's an example. I know we can make it happen, but we can make several things and several projects like that happen. If we sit down and we talk with each other and we brainstorm and we hash out these ideas, there's so many great things that we can do. Now I'm just talking here. These are talking points. You guys got some ideas or some other things that you feel like we can do, things that we need to be paying attention to? Let me know. Put that in a comment for me. I see Genesis here. She says, $3 candy bars. $3 candy bars? Are you serious? Candy bars cost $3? I don't know exactly how much they cost, but I knew they had to be over $1. Goodness. Well, I know I won't be getting any cavities because I'm not paying $3 for a candy bar. Nope. No, I will not. I can't do it. Can't do it. Especially it ain't got nothing good in it for me. Now, I like some things. I like a little chocolate. There's a certain chocolate that I would pay a particular price for. But geez, $3 for a basic candy bar? You better get, I don't love nothing like that. I see Genesis also says, maybe our group can do a monthly donation of the dollars. Maybe it's a start. I like that idea. I like that idea. I want us to share things that are going to make people think so that we can see what we can do together. We all we got, y'all. We all we got. We're trying to come up with different talking points and have this discussion, make this a larger conversation. Because I don't care nothing about Harvard or UNC. I really don't. I really don't. Now, I know that there will be, I'm not ignorant. I'm not going to be ignorant about it. I know that there will be many things, other things that will come as a result of this. There'll be more things that will be struck down. So I don't want you guys to be surprised. We're not going to, well, we weren't even surprised about this, to be honest. And we certainly weren't surprised about the student loans, to be honest. We've been lied to and lied on many times. That's why this is about us. That's why we need to be having conversations about what we can do and have conversations in respect to allyship, intersectionality, There's a whole lot of other cultures who are experiencing things that are, what should I say? How can I say this? Not of privilege. Not of privilege. So let's talk, people. Let's do what we got to do. We got to. Each of us, each individual has a unique role to play in uplifting and supporting the Black community. Each of us. Now, as a collective, there's just a whole lot more we're going to be able to get done. And collective action is really key to creating that lasting change that we are seeking. It's that collective action. Got to start at home. Got to start with you. Got to be willing to do something. Do something that is going to benefit you and the larger community outside of your home as well. Because we need each other. What y'all got for me? What you got? I'm here. I'm here for a few more minutes. I just know us to be a good people, resilient people, innovative people who don't need degrees. We don't need brand name degrees the same way we don't need brand name clothing or shoes. We influence style. We've created and invented so many things that are for the progression of a larger population of people outside of our culture, globally, in fact, without Harvard degrees, without being a part of affirmative action. The largest benefactors of affirmative action happen to be white women. And I don't know, what have they done for you lately? A lot of the times when I look at them being the largest benefactors and right now being some of the larger haters, I find it quite interesting. But that's not going to stop me from doing what I have to do to make sure that somebody else knows that, hey, there's a different route. You can go this way. You don't worry about that. Yeah, we see that. Maybe you wanted to do that. Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. But there's another way. So it's important for us to talk to each other and share our stories so that people know that they can accomplish their goals a different way. Y'all dig it? All right, y'all. I think it's important for us to talk about all of these things, figure out how we can increase our economic power. We gotta do a whole lot with our education and mentorship opportunities, resources. Gotta support each other as it relates to mental health, letting people know where they can seek it, making sure that they have access, making sure that we are fostering community building, community bonds, organizing within our communities from different events, financial events. Some of these same topics that we should be discussing, we can organize events specifically around them, forums specifically around them. And we can promote that. We can get together and collaborate and make sure that we're having some type of exchange. I see we got Les here. He said the privilege put business 51% in their wives' names. Now it's a woman-owned business. Exactly. They know how to work and go through all of the red tapes, all of the trickery and politicking is being done. And we need to have the conversation so that you all will not be fooled. Because people will have privilege and they will abuse the opportunity that was set for people to gain a little bit of leverage so that they can have more privilege. You got privileged people who abuse programs that are set for people to gain a little bit of leverage. White women have been the larger benefactors of affirmative action. Do not be fooled. That's why when I put the post up and I asked the question, how many of you really wanted to go to Howard? Was that your dream? How many of you wanted to go to UNC? Was that your dream? Was that your dream school? Largely the answer was no. The large majority of us did not benefit from it. We haven't. Put it out there. Be honest. All right? All right, guys. That hour approaches us and it comes by so very quickly. I want you to be able to get back into your work day. I want you to be able to breathe this off. But I do want to thank you. I want to thank all of my good people who took the time to listen. I want to thank everybody who has been in the chat having the conversation with me. Thank you, Les. Thank you, Genesis, Kimberly, and keep your faith with Tori. It's important that we are here to have some type of dialogue. I see Kimberly St. Clair. She says, it's a gross manipulation. It is. It's horrible. And it happens. They want to make it look like you're not taking advantage of the program. Well, we know who are. We know it. But I want to thank you guys. Thank everybody who did not find it robbery to stop here and listen. So to all my good people and my good friends who joined me on this episode of We All We Got, remember, the power to uplift and support one another lies in each of us. So let's take this conversation from here, take them off of these internet streets and put them into action. We need to be creating a community where love, support, and celebration are priority. We have to be who we are. We got to stop letting what is being advertised and being promoted affect us. Just be who we are. Continue to be creative here. Keep loving out here. Keep supporting out here. And begin supporting more. Why? Why? Because together, we will build a brighter future for our young people. That's what we want to do. United in our resilience and fueled by the beauty of our culture. We're beautiful people. We're so doggone beautiful. That's why I love us so much. We're so innovative. We're so intelligent. We get so abused and we still rise. We still rise. It ain't nothing that they can do to stop us, but you gotta know that. You gotta share that. You gotta put that battery in your kid's back or another kid's back so that they know that. You know? What Bernie, remember like the baby kids? We like the baby kids. Yeah, we are. We don't die, we multiply. We ain't going nowhere. Not nowhere. We've been here, we are here, and we'll be here. All ages. Yeah. That's what it's about. Together we can build a future. We got it. We got this, y'all. Let them keep striking stuff down. Let them keep striking stuff down. Because see, they've been planning this for a very long time. This isn't something that just happened overnight. This is from years of planning and years of voting and years of being manipulative and cheating, because they got to cheat to win. It's okay. So you know what you got to do. And it's not going to be in these internet streets. It won't be televised. It won't be medialized. All right? But y'all keep lifting each other up. That's what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to keep shining your light, because we are stronger together. I want y'all to take care. I want you to always take care. And I want you to always remember, we all we got. We're going to do this breath work real quick, and we're going to get out of here. Y'all ready? Let's do some breath work. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale again. Hold a few seconds. Exhale. And hold that a few seconds. Inhale one more time. Hold a few seconds. And exhale. Yeah. And don't you feel great? I feel great. I appreciate you guys. And if nobody gave you a smile today, if nobody smiled today, you just close your eyes and give yourself a big smile and see how that feels for you. All right? Y'all be great out here. It's what we do. One love, y'all.